What's up, guys? So for those of you that saw my video, the PAX Prime video, I mentioned that I had done, that while I was doing the research, I had found some information about a video game that I like that was released during PAX East of this year, which is sometime in April, I believe, that I hadn't really come across. I've heard a few things here and there, but I hadn't heard it from the actual source. So now I've got the source and it looks pretty legit, and a lot of you I know probably haven't heard about this stuff because I've seen a lot of these things floating around, people wondering about this stuff. So I'm sure you guys already know what this is about given the title. I thought today would be a good day to do this because I've been working on this for a few days, like I said, since I talked about the PAX stuff. But I thought today would be a good day to release it just because of some recent news that has been going around, especially, I think it was probably posted today. So my last Dragon Age video, it was kind of not a very hopeful video. Is more like because I've said that I'm looking forward to Dragon Age 3, but I'm also really nervous about it. And I think my last Dragon Age video where I talked about the leaks was a little more on my nervous side, where it's just like, oh my god, what is BioWare gonna do to it, and like that kind of thing. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video more hopeful for Dragon Age 3, because as much as there is a lot of stuff that could make us nervous regarding Dragon Age 3, there is a lot of stuff that can make us excited as well and kind of look forward to it. There was a video with David Gator, the lead writer, and Mike Laidlaw, the creative director of Dragon Age, just them two. And they showed a few little concept art and stuff like that. That was the one I had seen. But then I found this other one where it has Jessica Marizan, the community manager, David Gator, the lead writer, like I said, and this guy has been on the team since Baldur's Gate 2, so he's a veteran. There's also Mike Laidlaw, which is a creative director, and for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know if I've ever said this, but I have some weird crush on Mike Laidlaw. I don't know why. I mean, not to say that he's ugly or anything like what, I don't know why I have a crush on him, but no, it's just a weird thing. It's weird to me. Anyways, and then Mark Dara, which is the executive producer, and Shane Hocko, which is the assistant art director. So all these guys were on a panel, and I was like, why did I never see this? The person that talked on the panel was Mike Laidlaw, and he says that the things that they have been looking into, that they've been really closely working with the community, and if you guys are members at the BioWare forums, you know that I think it was every week, I don't remember exactly, but they were putting out questions to the community. I think it was every week, different questions, like what would you like to see in Dragon Age or something like that, or what would you think about this, that kind of thing, and then just getting a bunch of feedback. I think that's one thing that we should really pay attention to, that they're really working with the fans. Here's some things that they've been considering. There's so many, and it was kind of funny because Mike Laidlaw was like, okay, these are the things that we've been talking to the community about, and there was just like a bunch of words flashing on the screen. It was just like boom, 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 and people started laughing because they're like, there's no way we're gonna read that, but it's just a bunch of stuff. So if the people that watch it on YouTube later on or something like that have the advantage of being able to pause it. So that's what I did. I paused every frame to get every word, to know everything that they're looking into, everything that they're working on, everything that they're considering, and it's pretty good. These are the things that they have been considering. So here's one thing that kind of jumped out at me. If you notice how when they put more flemeth, it's MOAR, and I was like, what? I was like, why did they do that? That's obviously not a typo. So I looked at what more meant. Some of you might know. I wasn't aware of it because it's more of like an urban dictionary type of thing. And more means it's pretty much the joining of more, MORE, plus roar. It's more of like, we really, really want this. Flemeth is most likely going to be a bigger part of Dragon Age 3, and I could totally see that working out, especially if you've read the books and the comics, because there's a lot of pointing towards flemeth. I think they did that on purpose so that people could, if whoever caught that was like, oh wow, they're probably focusing a lot on flemeth because a lot of people are asking for it. The 3 that Mike Laidlaw says that they're really looking into, the 3 from all of this huge list, is the equipment for followers, stop reusing levels, and decisions that matter. So Mike Laidlaw says the equipment for followers, it's back. And he hinted, he said, say we have a Grey Warden and a Seeker. And he's like, a Seeker. So they were kind of really hinting at this, and they showed 2 concept art of these 2 characters, and these are the pictures that have been shown in the past for this Grey Warden and the Seeker. And then he starts talking about how they really want to keep the identity of these characters. That's why they moved away from customizing your characters' equipment from Dragon Age 2, so that there could be room for like cosplay and that kind of thing, because without having the character have a specific armor or specific look, there really is no cosplaying like to identify, oh, that's Isabella. You know, nobody would ever question a cosplayer that was Isabella because she's got the look. She's got a trademark look. Every character in Dragon Age 2 has a trademark look. And so that's why they said they moved away from it, but they're saying that people really want it, so they want to go back to it. They want to keep that uniqueness to the character as to who they are. They want to do equipments, but having an identifiable look pertaining to the certain character that you put this piece of equipment on. Specific parts, like it was in Origins, where it was like a chest piece, a helmet, greaves, boots, that kind of thing. And you could go ahead and customize it however you want on the character. If you were to put this particular chest plate on the Grey Warden, it looked more like a bigger chest piece, kind of fitting the Grey Warden image. And if you were to put it on the Seeker, it looked completely different, but fitting the Seeker image. So you could go ahead and change that, and they would look different. You could change, especially the helmets. The helmets look really cool. If you put a helmet on a Grey Warden, it looks more like a helmet for a Grey Warden. You put it on the Seeker, and it has like this look for a Seeker, you know, kind of like it just has this more sleek look. They really want to focus on this so that they could add the customization, but at the same time still keep the uniqueness and the identifiable traits of specific characters. And they said that if everything goes well and they could do this, they really want to add customization when it comes to color of the armor, color, material, kind of like in Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 2. They said that their policy right now is if they can't show it to you, they're not going to talk about it. They mentioned this a lot. They said give us feedback, tweet it, post it on forums, but they really, really want to get the feedback from the people with what they're saying. They really want to see how people react to it and whether they really want this kind of thing or not. The next thing was to stop reusing levels, and then they said, will do. Mike Laidlaw said something like, I think you guys are tired of seeing the same cheese wheel in different dungeons. So he said, no more cheese wheels. But he said, definitely look forward to variety, space, scope, something cool, hidden, forgotten, and lost. So the feeling, they showed some, like, I guess it was concept art of like what they're envisioning, and it looks really, really cool. Hopefully they'll be able to do something like that, but they definitely did say that there would be no more reusing of levels. And then the third one was decisions that matter, and they put yes. So they said they're including your previous games, including decisions from your previous games. Some of like the major ones, they will address them in Dragon Age 3, and also decisions that have an impact on the world. A lot of people were saying how Dragon Age 2, your decisions didn't really feel like they mattered. They didn't really feel like whatever you did would even affect the world around you. But so they said that they are going to be doing that. I think it's more like Dragon Age Origins in that aspect. And then the feeling of I control my gameplay experience. So going back to the whole RPG feeling of the game, and not so much the combat-based gameplay that Dragon Age 2 was. So then we move on to the Q&A part, the open mic part of the panel. What are you all doing internally to make a game that fans will be happy with and not have another Dragon Age 2? So yeah, a lot of people consider Dragon Age 2 bad, which I'm just like, Mark Dara, the executive producer, says that they're trying to be more open and responsive to feedback. So watch what we do. That's what they said a lot of times, is just watch what we're doing, like constantly give us feedback. They're really open to constructive criticism right now, and I think it's the best thing that we could do as Dragon Age fans is give them feedback, because they really they want to make this work. They don't want Dragon Age 3 to flop. They really don't. I mean, you could see how much they love this series as well, especially when you look at David Gator. This is his baby. He's said it so many times. When the Silent Grove came out, the comic, he said that he just went to a comic shop just to see it there. And he just went to like pet it, and he loves this series. So you think they don't want to see it work? Of course they want to see it work. Like I said, it's David Gator's baby. And you could totally tell with the way that he writes, especially the books. If you've read the books, they're so good. What you get from Dragon Age Origins, all that banter and all that character development that just makes you love these characters, is in the books. And you could just tell how much David Gator loves that as well. And I'm pretty sure that he's going to do everything that he can to make this work. What are the chances of seeing our favorite characters from our first two games join in Dragon Age 3? Mike Laidlaw says, I'd say it is quite probable. And if you notice where I started to say what they've been looking into, it said returning characters, and then it said Varric. So Varric might be a returning character. It's a very high probability that Varric will return. Have you ever considered making DA into an MMO? David Gator says there are no plans currently. Well, another little quick thing to add is Mike Laidlaw, some of Mike Laidlaw's Q&A tweets regarding this during PAX East. People were tweeting him stuff and he was answering. One of the questions was, will we be able to talk more freely with followers, as in not just when they have a quest? Mike Laidlaw says, yes, we will make sure you can have fireside chats or hugs when you want. And I think they're adding this because of the mod. If you guys have seen some of the mods for Dragon Age Origins, somebody made a mod where you could just hug someone. For the human noble, I almost cried on one of the scenes with the mod where you're talking to your father, like you're saying goodnight. It was the last time, well, not the last time, but the last time that he was fine, where you're talking to him and you just hug him. And I was like about to tear up because I was like, oh my god, if that had been in the game, that would have made it so worthwhile. And they're adding that, which is really cool. Oh, this is a big one. Voiced main character, yes or no? And Mike Laidlaw says, voiced. However, the team's working on ways to improve clarity / predictability of Wheel. More details to come. Will want feedback on all new bits. Clear paraphrases. The paraphrases that they use in the wheels is sometimes you click it and it says something completely different, where you're just like, I didn't know he was gonna say that. And also, if you guys missed it, which I'm pretty sure you didn't, in the list of stuff that they're considering, there was new main character. Recently, they have pretty much confirmed that they will be using a new character. It's not going to be your warden. It's not going to be Hawk anymore. It's going to be someone else. And the survey that was leaked kind of hints towards that. Now, we can't really base anything off the survey because none of that is confirmation. It's just ideas. But we do see that BioWare is kind of thinking of a new character, most likely some kind of Inquisitioner, I think it was. Someone that is similar to a Seeker, kind of like looking into what's going on type of thing. So that would be interesting too. I think it's a good idea for them to start with a new character and just have this game stand on its own, but have a lot of familiarity in it and answer, like they said, they're looking into into answering a lot of mysteries and just going into that stuff, but having it stand on its own as a game, kind of like Dragon Age 2 did, but in a very similar style that Dragon Age Origins did.